Good morning everyone and welcome to the answers segment of yesterday's Big Fat Quarantine quiz. If you've not already done the quiz and you've just clicked onto this video, then make sure you go back. There's 2 parts to the quiz. There's 6 different rounds for you to enjoy and give it a go with your friends and family and see who wins. Okay, so the answers for round number 1. Round number 1 was the pitch round where the faces were switched. So pitch number 1 was Alex Ferguson and Park Ji-sung, so you get 1 point for each. Number 2 was Peter Crouch and Harry Redknapp, again a point for each. Number 3 was Felipe Anderson and David Moyes. Number 4 was Shakira and Piqué. And finally number 5 was Arsene Wenger and Cesc Fabregas. Answers for round number 2, which was the Stockport County round. Question 1 was the capacity of Edgeley Park to the nearest 1,000. The correct answer is 11,000. Question 2 was county's top scorer, that's Elliot Osborne. Question number 3 was the Danny Lloyd, where's he on loan from? The correct answer was Salford. Question 4, which team did County beat in the 2016 Cheshire Senior Cup final? The correct answer was Tranmere Rovers. And finally, number 5 was how many matches had Jim Gannon played and managed for Stockport County? And the combined answer for that was C, 868. Okay, so answers for round number 3, which was the general football round. The 2007 Ballon d'Or winner was Kaká. Question number 2 was who was the first player to be sent off in a Champions League final whilst playing for Arsenal? And that was Jens Lehmann. Number 3, you could have any of these 6 answers now. Now I imagine people have only wrote 1 of 3, but I will say all of the 6 answers. So the correct answers you could have had is Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United, Alfredo Morelos from Rangers, Diogo Jota from Wolves, and then you've got Visca, Spora or Kamada, who play for Eastern European / Turkish teams. The correct answer to number 4 was C, 6, so 6 different nationalities of managers have won the Premier League. And finally, number 5 was the who am I question, with the 4 World Cups, 3 Champions Leagues, played for Madrid, Barcelona, Inter Milan, Chelsea and Everton. It's a little bit of a red herring there with Real Madrid, as he's only actually played 3 matches for them, but the player in question was Samuel Eto'o. Okay, moving on to round number 4, which was the connect the dots round. So you had to get the answers, work out the sequence, and then put what was next in that sequence. So, which football team has the first 4 letters of its name, same as the country it plays in? They've also won the Champions League and Europa League. The correct answer was Porto, obviously Portugal, Porto. Question 2, the team with the fewest goals conceded in a Premier League season, that was Chelsea. The unbelievable World Cup record of having a player in every single final since 1982 up to present day. Obviously there's a little bit of a clue there with the Croatia link. That player was Ivan Perisic and the club was Inter Milan. Number 4 was the Luis Figo, who did he move to controversially? That was Real Madrid. And number 5 was the side that's currently 5th in the Premier League, and that's Manchester United. So if you have a look at the answers now, you've got Porto, Chelsea, Inter Milan, Real Madrid, Manchester United. The next in that sequence would be Tottenham. The reason being that it's a list of clubs that Jose Mourinho has managed in chronological order. So we've got Porto, then he went on to Chelsea, Inter Milan, Real Madrid. He did go back to Chelsea, but because we've already had them in there, I've gone straight to Manchester United. So the correct answer, so you get 1 for each of them. So that's 5. You'll get a bonus point if you wrote Tottenham as the next in the sequence. And then the final part of it is if you've put something along the lines of clubs Mourinho's managed or order of clubs Mourinho's managed, something like that. Okay, so moving on to round number 5, which was the commentary round. So again, 2 points, 1 for the moment and 1 for the final score in the game. Number 1 was Lucas's last minute goal for Tottenham, playing away at Ajax to secure a Champions League spot. And the final score in that game was 3-2 to Tottenham. Number 2 was a game from 2012, played at the Britannia. That was Peter Crouch's goal of the season, volley against Manchester City, and the final score was 1-1. And the final game was a little bit harder, and again, you do have to get the scorer for this. The goal scorer was Cheick Tiote, scoring for Newcastle against Arsenal. Not only was it a great goal, but it secured a 4-4 draw from being in a 4-0 down losing position. So Cheick Tiote's volley against Arsenal, and the correct score for that was 4-4. And finally, moving on to the general knowledge answers. Question 1 about Angel Falls, which continent? The correct answer was South America. The document that was written in 1215 was the Magna Carta. Question 3, how many McDonald's are there in the UK? I think this will come as a shock to quite a few of you. The correct answer is actually A, 1,300. Question 4 was the Lord of the Rings question, so it's to the closest hour. The correct answer was 9 hours. Question 5 was the most flexible muscle in the human body, and that was the tongue. Question 6 was which animal has unfortunately contracted COVID-19 in a New York zoo? That was a tiger. And finally, as of the 30th of March, how many NHS staff have come out of retirement? So I said I'd give you 5,000 either way, so any answers between 15,000 and 25,000 I will accept, as the answer is 20,000. Okay, so that's the 40 marks you can get on the quiz. Please let me know what you scored. I'd be impressed to see if anyone can get into the 30s, maybe even the high 30s. I hope you've enjoyed the quiz. Please share with friends and family, and I'll see you later on today for the final instalment of the Quaranteam challenge.